Well, welcome back to the tiny cabin. We've got a pretty exciting job there this week. We're going to be laying down our laminate flooring and our tiles for the kitchen. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but the squirrels are fighting in the background. But we're really super excited for this. We cleaned up as much as we could. It's basically all outside right now. We're not quite sure what we're going to do with that. But we're going to lay this down and then we'll lay our flooring down. So for those who don't know, this is actually the color that we'll be laying down. And we're going to try to find a stain the exact same color as this for the ceiling.
So since we knew we were going to be tearing this flooring out, we really wanted to go with plank flooring. But because we paid $2.80 a square foot for this, we thought it would be best to just lay this back down. And there's a lot of maintenance for plank flooring and a lot of prep and stuff. So we really just wanted to get this back down anyway.
What's that?
Want me to cut this?
Okay, go ahead. So over here in this corner will be our wood stove. That's why we left this little square. Our cupboards go right to that pencil line right here, and we got probably a 4-foot square here for the wood stove, which we're going to be building like a brick setup around it, and then we'll put our steel on the background. So we're only going to be running our laminate flooring to here, and then for some reason we need to cut it off a little bit. We'll cut it off later. But we're actually going to start over in that corner and work our way this way. So where this was the floor that we took up out of this place, a lot of them have the cutoffs, so we're just trying to make sure that we use the cutoffs on the right ends. That way there we don't waste so much, because I don't even know if you could buy this stuff anymore. So we're just down to this little corner here. This is the last couple pieces we need to put in. Other than that though, looks super good. I'll stand back here so you guys can see. 10 out of 10. And then this little spot here will be for the wood stove, and we'll build like a 6-inch brick setup over there. Raise it up a little bit, then we'll put our wood stove on. Turned out super good though. Then over here on this side where the door is, we're going to be putting tiles down all the way across, so that would be our kitchen area. So we bought these tiles a long time ago. I'm not sure what we paid for them, but it was next to nothing. And we got like 4 boxes, more than enough to do this section here. It has like a black matting on the back of it so it don't slide around. I'm not 100% sure if you're supposed to glue this down or not. I'm not going to, because we used these before without glue and they seem to hold up fine. But they're about 2 square feet each, so it shouldn't take us long to get this piece here done. So it's kind of like the same thing as laminate flooring. You just click it in. This is basically the same way as laminate flooring. So I don't know what kind of tile this is. I'm just going to cut it with the chop saw here. It's probably ruined the blade there at the end of it, but I'll just get a new blade for it. It's not porcelain, but it's still quite thick, so I don't know. We're just going to see how this goes anyway.
Well, cut it.
Yeah, he cut it. Do you guys like our broom? We gotta get one of those witch brooms because these plastic ones only last about 6 months. So one thing I've noticed with these tiles, you really got to come onto it on this side to get it into the groove. That's the last piece. And that there, I mean, covers will be covering that up anyway, so it wouldn't make a difference there. Super good though.
We bought this gray tile for the bathroom, and then we put, I think like 3 rows in front of the door when we first did the flooring. So we weren't quite sure if we would have enough this time around because we did such a big square, but luckily we just had enough. We have a few leftover pieces, but none that would fit very well. And when we grabbed the boxes, there's this random one there. So in case you see that, you're not gonna see it like when our cupboards are in, but yeah, there's just this random one here, but luckily we needed it, so, but yeah, it turned out good. So now all we need is a transition strip to go along here.
Well, I'm going to be tackling this tedious task today. I'm not a huge fan of doing window trim, and I only got my skill saw. I don't have a table saw right now, so it's going to be a little bit hard to trim these out. But we'll see what we can do. We got about 10 pieces of leftover pine, so it should be enough for these 3 windows. To give you guys a little example on how I'm going to do this window trim, we got about 10 pieces leftover pine here, so we're just going to take one of these pieces of pine, and these windows have a little groove in them right here all the way around. So what I'll do is I'll just take the groove side out, push it in, mark the other side, and I'll measure how high this window is, and I'll cut these 4 pieces out. And then they should just slide in. I'll have to shim it underneath of it and stuff, and get it square, and then I'll be able to put my outside window trim on. I'll get ready to catch that real quick. So that's the first piece done. I'll have to get my sander and just clean up the edges. But it fits in there pretty nice. Push it in, and then I'll put some shims in behind it and tack it into place where it's square. And then I'll have to cut the other 3 pieces, but pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Not enough air. So the pieces that I'm going to be putting on the outside are going to be 3 inches wide, and I can get, those are 8-foot boards, so I can get 2 of these out of it, and then I got the rest of the insides out of 1 board, so not much waste here. Make these a little bit longer to make it look like a farm style house, or we could cut them off flush. I kind of like it like that.
Yeah, that's good. Gives it more.
I'll shorten it up just a little bit though.
Yeah, gives it a little bit of character.
Yeah, let's do it top one way.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Nice, so I can see.
There, we got more staples in it after we sanded it a little bit.
Looks so good. I think I'm just gonna put the protectant coat on it, make it look shiny, keep it from going yellow. I like how it gives it like a different look. It kind of stands out instead of like staining it the same color. I think it looks great.
Now we're on to the kitchen window. This one here is going to be a little bit harder, only for the fact is our paneling here that we made out of 2x4s is higher than the mahogany sheets that we got on this side. So I'm not quite sure how this is going to go, but we'll give her a shot anyway. So I had to put these shims around the window just to keep it even with that side. You're not going to see it anyway because the cupboards will be here, but this is just to make sure it's nice and straight.
Well, we got the living room floor done and we got the kitchen floor done. We just have to put a transition strip and that will complete the floor in the tiny cabin. We also have to finish one window that's upstairs for the moldings, but we love how these turned out. I'm just going to do a nice clear coat on these to match the ceiling. But unfortunately, Mother Nature has decided that we're not finished with the Canadian winters yet. We've had quite a few snow and then freezing rain and rainstorms. We have 2 on Monday and Tuesday. So unfortunately, this is where we're going to end the video just in case we don't get down here before Thursday. We just want to thank you guys so very much for watching. We do have an exciting video for next week. We're building a little 8x8 shed. So make sure you subscribe and keep your eye out for that one. Thank you guys so very much for watching and we'll see you later. Bye.